Greg, any issues?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not even about being frustrated. Sometimes it's optics they carry weight. And when you have a team that, and I said this going into this postseason regarding this team, and it was one of the things that we had to agree as a team: remove the egos, remove the selfish agendas, and make it more about the team. When you are playing a football game, and this just happened, was this a playoff game?
It was.
Okay, so this is a playoff game.
They were leading the whole time.
Leading the whole time. Packers are in the game, though, struggling offensively. And I see one of my best players on the sideline reading a book.
A self-help book? Nice.
What am I to what? Are you kidding me? What are you doing? Yeah. You're keeping yourself locked in. I find that, and I struggle attacking A.J. Brown in this moment, but I have to call a spade a spade. If I were on that sideline and I'm sitting next to a teammate and he's reading a book and we're playing a playoff game, I got a problem with it. What the it doesn't even compute. Are we kidding? Are you kidding me right now?
Look at Devontae.
Devontae is looking like I don't even really want to look at him reading this book right now. The coach, you see the blue pad right there. The coach is standing right there. I mean, what kind of adjustments are you making in that book? And you might need that book. And I'm sure that book has played a huge role in him staying focused and being locked in. Man, look, there's a lot of things that I know and read and I take with me in the game mentally. I'm not going to bring it. I'm not going to bring Punxsutawney Phil on the sideline.
Or go into the blue tent.
Like that, put the coat on. Put the coat on, cover it up.
Let me ask you
You're going to sneak a book?
if he's done this half of the season, because look, we got this photo of him doing it at another game. And I hear totally what you say. If that was the first time he's ever done that, then I'm totally with you. Like, what in the world? Right. But if he does this regularly,
but I think that Washington game, Jalen Hurts got knocked out there with playing backup quarterback, and they lost.
Okay.
I would rather him reading a self-help book that calms him down mentally as long as he still can perform than to have him on the sideline ranting and raving in Jalen Hurts' face about why I'm not getting the ball. I'm just saying, if he does that, if it helps him, because it's not like he's out there not knowing the plays. His performance is fine. So if this helps him, I got to be honest, I get it. Again, if it's the first time, like, dude, what are you doing? But if he does this regularly and the teammates understand it, he needs his space. He's getting into his mind. I'm good with it. You know what? I would agree with you if it happened all the time. Well, that's what I'm wondering. That's the question.
If A.J. Brown in this game or in that game in Week 16 against the Commanders had 12 catches for $175, you think he reading that book? You think he on the sideline trying to get mentally right?
Clearly, by the way, does not happen all the time. The Eagles have been on Fox every game this year. They've had the number one game a half dozen times. It's never been caught on the broadcast. And so I'm not saying it's never happened, but the idea that this is just, it's mid-third quarter, book time is not accurate. And this is my frustration.
It's not like he's reading, some romance novel.
No, but I know.
He's reading stuff to get, how mental this thing is.
Exactly, and I've never taken a book.
So this is where I disagree with you, bro. I don't think he's reading that to get his mind right. I think he is reading that. I think it is performative.
Well,
I think it is to show the world how frustrated he is, but I'm doing it productively. And this is now the second time A.J. Brown has treated us like we're idiots. And it is,
what was the first time?
First time was
passing.
What needs to improve? Passing. And then 3 days later, what are you guys making a big deal out of this for? Like, what's going on? All of us are married. I'll speak for me, but I assume this happens with everyone. Sometimes you're like, oh, my wife's mad at me. It's very obvious.
Yep.
Has she yelled at me? Nope. Has she even said a cross word? Nope. But she's mad. And if I ask her what's wrong, you know what I get? Nothing. But I know you're mad. This is A.J. Brown. What do you mean? I said nothing's wrong. No, this is for me. This is for me. Let me read this book about dealing with frustration because I'm not getting the ball. But no, you can't be mad at me. I didn't say anything. And you guys want to talk to me after the game about it? I knew it. You guys always making a big deal out of everything.
You guys making a big deal about my book.
About my book. I was thinking about bringing my Lego set out there and building something because that sometimes helps me calm. We're not idiots. And this is, to me, the second. And this is, at some point, I think the ideal, Brew, is you're right. It is better than screaming at Jalen Hurts. But you know what's better? Not doing anything. You know what's better? Being a 27-year-old all-pro athlete that in the middle of a playoff game doesn't make the entire world know you're frustrated with how you're being used today. That, to me, is better. And then after the game being like, I don't know what the big deal was. You know what I mean? It was...
No, it is fair. And I think that's a great option. I think mine is a good option too. Like, I don't look. I'm sure you played with players that have unorthodox ways of getting themselves ready for games.
Absolutely.
Or in the look, I get where you guys are coming from.
Absolutely, bro. And you know when they typically did all that stuff? In the locker room, before the game. You don't bring it to the sideline. You don't bring it to the sideline.
I'm just saying, it's just like Sirianni. We talked about Sirianni. If the players are fine with it, then hey. Now, if they aren't,
you know what we typically see? You know what we typically see? And maybe this could be a thing if this has never happened. If there's a certain passage in the book or something that really gets you, write it on your little.
I've seen
that.
Yeah.
Have you seen that before?
Or even you can print it out and you tuck it in.
LeBron writes it on his shoes.
Yeah. But I guess the new thing is just bring the whole book.
Hey,
bring
to each his own.
Wow.
As long as you within the confines of the. If I had to read a book in between segments to get my mind right.
In between segments? No, not in between.
Well, for him it's in between because he's not playing.
It's why Nick is talking. It's why Nick is talking. Exactly.
I would be super
I hear y'all. I am not saying y'all wrong. I'm just saying, Nick calls me naive. But,
All right, after we've got more sideline antics.
NFL Twitter pretends the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes' relationship is. Since he came into the league, who, by a couple standard deviations, has the most roughing the passer calls? It's not Patrick Mahomes. He's middle of the pack. It's Josh Allen. When the Chiefs lost a game to go to the Super Bowl in overtime, you know what the NFL did? Nothing. When the Bills lost a game to go to the AFC Championship in overtime, you know what the NFL did? Changed the rules immediately, wildly unfair. How could you deny them that opportunity? When the Chiefs lost a game, this wasn't even losing a game, because of a blatantly missed pass interference call against Philadelphia, you know what the referee said? Nothing, because they literally never say anything. Even the pool reports will never say anything. When Josh Allen doesn't get a call, so they have to settle for a field goal, you know what the referee does? Comes to the sideline, apologizes, and pats him on the head. Well, don't worry, we'll get him next time. And so I'm just saying, and everyone knows this is true. The guy is like, my bad, I'm
this is
so
universal,
sorry.
My
universal
bad.
language for my bad.
Yeah, that's not the don't.
That's not
don't
the don't yell at me. That's the I'm so sorry. We'll get him next time. And if this were Patrick Mahomes,
this is true.
It would. People have created AI memes with fake photos recreating something that literally just happened, except it's Josh Allen. So I don't think it didn't impact the game, whatever. But those are the facts on the ground here.
Greg, do the referees go over to players often that I just am not aware of?
Only when they're reading books.
They will come up to you and say I missed a call, or they will tell you whatever transpired. Look, I'll look for it next time if they miss something.
But on the bench, it felt like he went deep into the sideline.
I've never had a ref or seen a ref come all the way on the bench while I'm sitting on the bench.
You don't even stand up.
And make it in his intention to, hey, that last call,
I'm so sorry.
don't yell at me.
Don't yell.
But it was my bad.
I'm with Greg in that. I mean, I'm thinking of it from an NBA perspective, and you see, referees would apologize to players, or just be like, yo, I missed that.
Yeah.
Going to the sideline or to the bench in the NBA, like that's what's a little different.
That's
like
excessive.
that's excessive. Look, at the end of the day, I mean, I don't think you should go on the sideline to do that. I think if you tell a player on the field, hey, that's my bad, or whatever.
The head
but
tap
don't,
is up, the helmet tap.
Yeah, it looks, it's odd.
It's awful.
It's odd.
It's a bad look.
Of course it's a bad look.
It's a bad look.
All right, we're going to leave this here. I think we're going to talk Mike Tomlin after the break.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
Steelers.
We're supposed to do Mike Tomlin now, but, we missed it.
What about Russ?
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.